We have our reporters stationed across main points in the country. Dumaule Mohlaudi is at the M1 North Bridge above Newtown. Our Nasi Pisame is in Cape Town, and Nkoskhona Duma is in Durban. We start with Nkoskhona. Nkoskhona, celebrations are in full swing before midnight. Give us a sense of the mood there.
Well, Nhlanhla, I will tell you that many Durbanites are choosing to end what has been a difficult year on a positive note. The good news that have come in this particular streets, we are on Devonport streets. This is, of course, one of the youthful streets here where, you see a lot of young people engaging in their parties. We are at one of the spots here, in fact, we are at Empire Cafe. This is one of the buzzing spaces here in eThekwini, and as we're going to hear now from one of the managers here, Mr. Ndlovu, who is of course the manager of this particular restaurant. You are saying that you're choosing to end the year on a positive note.
I'm sorry?
You are saying that you're choosing to end the year on a positive note.
Oh yeah, yes, you are choosing to end the year on a positive note. I mean, the festivity of the road, everyone loves Devonport. I mean, we are the student village, but as of late, like a lot of even older people are starting to support us. So we just want to end, people are having fun, they're enjoying, and we'd like to thank the government for decreasing the restrictions and increasing the curfew. That way we can make more business, because to be honest with you, the past 2 years haven't been great for the hospitality industry. So to have that opportunity is great for us. So yeah.
Look, the past 2 years, 2020 and 2021, have been particularly difficult for the entertainment, for the hospitality, and as well as the entertainment industry. Are you hopeful that 2022 is going to be different for businesses such as the one you run?
Yes, we are very hopeful. With that said, though, we do want to create a message that people must always comply with the government restrictions. Just sometimes as they enjoy, but wear their mask, vaccinate, and hopefully we will make more business, because when the people go out, we make money. That's how it works. Yeah, but then they must drink responsibly as well. So 2022 for us is going to be a great year, yes.
Let us get into the serious business. What do we have planned for tonight? I see that some party goers have actually started, arriving here. What do we have planned for today?
Okay, we have our Friday, the Jägerbomb Fridays, where we give a discount on Jägermeister and stuff like that. So we bring our local DJs that are known here. I mean, the guys are going to come in their numbers and they're going to enjoy, have a good time. And then at 11 o'clock, we'll close earlier because we want to give the guys time to enjoy. I mean, it's been a hectic month, starting from end of November, so it's time for us to rest now. Yeah.
Well, Nhlanhla, it is still, just about 6 hours before we go into 2022, and Mr. Ndlovu here, who's of course one of the managers of one of the, entertainment areas on this particular street in Durban called Devonport, is saying that they are hopeful that 2022 is going to be a buzzing year, as I said, as he highlighted as well. They are choosing, of course, to end this particular year on a positive note, and they're hoping that the hospitality industry will start recovery. We've seen that, there is now no more curfew in South Africa, and they're saying, of course, some hospitality, managers that were spoken to, ahead of this particular crossing, they're saying that, of course, is a positive move, and they're hoping that, as we go forward, COVID-19, of course, becomes a challenge that humanity can live with, and it does not have as much of a severe impact on businesses as it did when it first became known.
From KZN, let's now move to the roads now, but in Gauteng, members of the South African Police Service, along with the Johannesburg Metro Police Department, have also mounted a roadblock on the M1 North Bridge in Newtown. The operation is part of a provincial-wide anti-crime blitz. Vehicles are being stopped and searched on the freeway. Our senior reporter, Dumaule Mohlaudi, is there. Dumaule, police are oftentimes during this time of the year are on high alert. Give us a sense of what's happening there. Dumaule, can you hear me? Well, while we wait to connect to Dumaule, let's move to Nasi Pisame in the Western Cape. Now, just hours away after the crossing over into 2022, and scores of people are also out and about, busy with their shopping on New Year's Eve. In the 2 years of the global pandemic, South Africans will once more have a taste of a New Year's Eve without restrictions, just like the old times. Now, this comes after government lifted curfew yesterday. My colleague Nasi Pisame joins us live from the V&A waterfront in Cape Town. Nasipi, what's the situation there?
Well, Nhlanhla, what I can say is following yesterday's announcement by the President, after a very long time, a lot of people actually welcomed the announcement by the President in lifting the curfew. Where we currently are is the waterfront, very popular destination, particularly during this period. And we have seen a number of people making their last-minute shopping, and some people even indicating that they will not be, enjoying the outdoors as the President has allowed people to do so. However, they plan to be inside, as we do understand, or rather as we do know that we are still in a fourth wave, and there are particular provinces that the President had highlighted to be a concern in terms of the rising number of infections there. So what we are seeing on the streets is that people are not only welcoming the President's announcement yesterday, but preparing for the New Year's Eve and ushering into 2022, saying that they will indeed be going in with the bang, taking into account the message or the welcoming, rather the message by the President in allowing people to thoroughly enjoying themselves, and that is the curfew being lifted with immediate effect as of yesterday, and also establishments to have about 1,000 people indoors and 2,000 people outdoors. And we do know that those establishments that cannot accommodate those numbers are basically can have about 50% capacity, ensuring that there is indeed social distancing there. And I mean, just the number of establishments that have indicated that they will be having New Year's Eve celebrations, ushering people into 2022. Many of them are currently fully booked, and people are now preparing to make their way to those various establishments to enjoy New Year's Eve, which is something that many have not been able to enjoy following, as you mentioned, when the coronavirus pandemic hit global shores.
Well, thanks there to our reporter, Nasipi Same. She's out in the Western Cape, in Cape Town, at the V&A waterfront. Now, while revelers will be out in their numbers to celebrate New Year's Eve, there's also going to be a strong focus on what's happening on the roads. And we now move to Joburg CBD, where members of the South African Police Service, along with the JMPD, have mounted a roadblock on the M1 North Bridge in Newtown. That's where our senior reporter, Dumaule Mohlaudi, now joins us. Dumaule, give us a sense of the operations that are currently being conducted by law enforcement officials there.
Well, I don't know if you can hear me, but it's quite a buzz of activity here on the M1 northbound. This is the M1 freeway just above Newtown in central Johannesburg, and this is where the first in what will be an overnight operation led by the SAPS in conjunction with other law enforcement agencies, including the JMPD. And what's happening behind me, if I can just step out of shot, is that there is a police operation where vehicles are being searched, and of course the message is clear to motorists to say that under this operation, or tonight, there will be no chances. People should not be drinking and driving. People should not be traveling in unregistered vehicles. People should not be doing anything really to break the law. Now, standing by to give me more on this, I am joined by Gauteng Provincial Commissioner, Lieutenant General Elias Mawela. Lieutenant General, thank you very much for speaking to us on Newzroom Afrika. Tell us, what is the message to motorists tonight?
Thank you very much. Thank you for the opportunity. Team Gauteng is hard at work. The boots are on the ground, as you can see. Not only the motorists, I can tell all the people of Gauteng to say that we are hard at work, all the districts. What you see behind me is happening in all the districts. In Tshwane, the same, strategic roads. Sidibeng, the same, West Rand, the same, Ekurhuleni, the same. But we also have a very strong of intelligence collectors whom we have deployed in different hotspot areas to can observe the activities, to also observe what the people are intending to do and so forth. So should they pick up something sinister, they will inform the ground forces so that we can move in and deal with those ones. But it's not only that. We have started with a bang. We have some other teams, saturation teams, who went to other areas where we have identified as a problematic area. And I'm happy to tell the Gauteng people to say already 19 people were arrested for possession of drugs, hardcore drugs. 1 person arrested for dealing in drugs. And we have already recovered 3 firearms and 2 people arrested for that. And those firearms, surely they were going to be used later tonight. And other 2 firearms were also removed. These are licensed firearms. But unfortunately, those who were in possession of these firearms, they were found in the drinking place. So in terms of the Firearm Control Act, you are not allowed to can be in possession of firearm while indulging in alcohol. So we have removed those firearms. So clearly, tonight is tonight. We are ready. The boots are on the ground.
And going forward, what will be the message? I mean, it's already been such a bumper start. Is this something that we can see going forward into the new year, perhaps?
Yes, we are going to continue until tomorrow. We are ready. Tonight is tonight. The boots are on the ground. So we'll be operating. All the districts will be operating until tomorrow morning.
Yeah. And your message to those who want to have festivities. We know that Hillbrow is one of the areas that traditionally we've seen people throwing fridges out of windows and just really letting things get out of hand. Will you have boots on the ground then? What's your message to them?
Yes, obviously we have already engaged our CPF. Local CPF, we're engaging some of the community leaders to mobilize the community to discourage those who want to embark on criminal activities. But the message is simple to everybody here. Either you enjoy responsibly or you'll find yourself greeting the magistrate next year. So the choice is them. It's theirs, and then their future is in their hands. If they want to enjoy festivity tomorrow with their families and so forth, let them refrain from doing funny things. And those who decide to can drink and decide to be on the road, I also discourage them not to do that, because they are going to find us on the road, and we have no mercy. My forgiving heart is at home.
Thank you very much for that, Lieutenant General Mawela. So that is the message from the Gauteng Provincial Commissioner of the SAPS. His forgiving heart is at home, so expect no mercy. Effectively, zero tolerance. They are going to be out in the roads, and we will be with them right every step of the way to see what happens as they go on this operation. And of course, the aim of this operation is to ensure that as many people as possible can enter the new year safely and soundly, and that the rule of law is the order of the day. As people transition and enjoy their festivities and bid farewell to this year as they prepare to enter into the new year. It's back to you in studio with that.
Well, thanks there to our reporter, Tumale Motlaudi, who's out in the Joburg CBD, where you've heard from the police's top brass in the province saying there that they do have boots on the ground. So also sending a warning to motorists who might want to tempt fate and be irresponsible and drink and drive during this time.